Have you ever wondered why so many men over 60 feel drained, sluggish, and disconnected from the man they used to be? Maybe you've noticed it too, feeling slower, struggling with energy, or missing that old spark. Well, you're not alone. But here's the truth. There are simple, natural ways to reverse that decline, and it starts with just 3 essential vitamins that most men overlook. Vitamins that can help you reclaim your energy, restore your circulation, and revive that sense of confidence. Before we begin, though, could I ask a small favor? Please hit that subscribe button. And if you have a friend, a brother, or anyone you care about who could use this information, go ahead and share it with them. Also, I'd really love to know, where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. It's always heartwarming to see our community coming together from all around the world. And most importantly, watch this video until the end, because towards the final section, I'll reveal the biggest mistake men make when it comes to supplements. A mistake that could be silently sabotaging your efforts without you even realizing it. So, if you're ready to feel more alive, more connected, and more like yourself again, let's get started. Let's kick things off with the first and most overlooked key to restoring blood flow and energy in men over 60, vitamin D. You might think of it as the sunshine vitamin, but for men your age, it's much more than that. It's the circulation spark plug your body desperately needs. I remember hearing a story about David, a 67-year-old man who said something many of us can relate to. He told his doctor, "I still want to be close to my wife, but my body just doesn't cooperate anymore." Maybe you felt that same frustration, and here's why it happens. As we age, our vitamin D levels can plummet, especially if we're spending less time outdoors. This causes your circulation to slow down, your energy to drop, and yes, performance to fade. Vitamin D plays a direct role in opening up blood vessels, delivering oxygen-rich blood where it matters most. Without it, everything feels sluggish. More than 40% of older adults are deficient in vitamin D, even those who eat well or exercise. Low vitamin D leads to low nitric oxide, which means weaker blood flow, lower energy, and a drop in confidence. But here's the good news. It's one of the simplest fixes out there. Just 15 to 20 minutes of morning sunlight. Eating more salmon, tuna, or fortified dairy, or taking a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement can completely transform how you feel day to day. I've seen countless men go from struggling to finish a simple walk to feeling energized, strong, and reconnected to their partners again simply by fixing their vitamin D levels. But don't go anywhere, because while vitamin D can restore circulation, your body also needs the fuel to sustain that energy. And that's where our next vitamin comes in. Let's talk about it next. Now, let's talk about something equally crucial, especially if you've ever woken up feeling exhausted, even after a full night's sleep. I see this all the time in my practice. Men over 60 who eat well, rest properly, and yet still feel completely drained. And more often than not, the reason is a silent deficiency in vitamin B12, your body's energy generator. Let me tell you about Robert, one of my patients. He was a 72-year-old retired firefighter, strong, proud, the kind of man who never complained. But when he came to see me, he admitted, "Doc, I sleep 8 hours, I eat clean, but I feel like I'm running on empty. My brain's foggy, my body's sluggish, and I just don't have that spark anymore." And what Robert experienced is incredibly common. You see, as men age, the body's ability to absorb vitamin B12 from food declines. Even if you're eating enough meat, eggs, or dairy, it simply may not be enough anymore. And when B12 is low, your body can't convert food into energy properly. It's like putting fuel in your car, but the engine doesn't know what to do with it. The result? Low stamina, brain fog, weak circulation, and yes, a noticeable drop in performance and drive. B12 also plays a critical role in creating healthy red blood cells, which carry oxygen to your muscles, brain, and everywhere else. When those cells are lacking, everything feels slower, weaker, duller. But here's where the good news comes in. Fixing a B12 deficiency can be fast and life-changing. The best form is methylcobalamin, the active form your body can actually use. Some men see huge improvements with high-quality B12 supplements, while others benefit from occasional B12 injections. I've personally seen men who couldn't keep their eyes open past noon, suddenly out hiking, laughing, and feeling fully alive again just by correcting their B12 levels. But energy alone isn't enough. You also need something that protects your body, keeps your hormones strong, and supports your masculinity as you age. And that brings us to the third vitamin, one that's often forgotten, but can make a massive difference. Let's dive into that next. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, and you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Your support helps us continue creating useful, uplifting content for men over 60. Now, let's move on to the third powerhouse nutrient, the one I like to call the fertility defender, vitamin E. I remember a patient named James, a 70-year-old retired pilot. He did everything right. He ate well, stayed active, followed all the advice, but still something was off. He sat in my office and said, "Doc, my drive is gone, my energy isn't bouncing back, and honestly, I just don't feel like myself anymore." And let me tell you, James wasn't lazy. He was disciplined and proactive. But what he was missing was something many doctors forget to mention: vitamin E. Vitamin E isn't just about skin health or fertility. It's a critical protector for men, especially after 60. Here's why. It's a powerful antioxidant, meaning it fights the silent inflammation that builds up in your blood vessels and reproductive organs as you age. It keeps your blood vessels flexible and healthy, which is essential for a strong circulation and, healthy function in the bedroom. Low vitamin E levels often lead to poor blood flow, lower testosterone, and a slow but steady loss of vitality. You see, erections aren't just about desire, they're about circulation. If blood isn't flowing properly, performance suffers. But beyond that, vitamin E also supports your body's natural testosterone production. And after 60, keeping testosterone balanced is crucial not just for intimacy, but also for your mood, motivation, and sense of well-being. Thankfully, it's easy to boost. Almonds, sunflower seeds, olive oil, and leafy greens like spinach are fantastic natural sources. Or if needed, a high-quality natural vitamin E supplement can help fill the gaps. I've seen patients like James come back feeling stronger, more driven, and more connected to life simply by correcting their vitamin E levels. But this isn't the whole story, because something amazing happens when you combine these vitamins. Together, they create a kind of synergy that can transform your health even further. Let's talk about how these three vitamins work better together next. Why these three vitamins work better together. By now, you might be thinking, all right, I understand the benefits of vitamin D, B12, and E, but do I really need all three? The answer is a definite yes, and here's why. When you take these vitamins together, something powerful happens inside your body. I call it the vitality triangle. Each vitamin on its own is helpful, but together they amplify each other, creating a ripple effect that can transform your energy, circulation, and overall vitality. Let me share a quick story. A man named Walter, 68 years old, came to me after months of struggling with low energy and performance issues. He had already been taking vitamin D, then added B12 after feeling tired. Later, we included vitamin E to support his testosterone and heart health. But here's the magic. It wasn't until Walter started taking all three consistently and in the right forms that his health truly turned around. I'll never forget the day he walked into my office with a huge grin and said, "Doc, I feel like I've got a new engine." And that's exactly what happens. Vitamin D helps open up your blood vessels and gets your circulation flowing. Vitamin B12 boosts your red blood cells, ensuring oxygen is delivered throughout your body, including to your brain and muscles. Vitamin E protects those blood vessels, reduces inflammation, and helps your testosterone stay at healthier levels. Individually, they help. Together, they build resilience, energy, and a sense of confidence you may have thought was long gone. And as you get older, your body needs this teamwork more than ever. Absorption slows down, recovery takes longer, and the smallest deficiencies can start to throw everything out of balance. But when you restore balance with these 3 core nutrients, you start feeling the difference, waking up refreshed, moving with ease, thinking more clearly, and feeling alive again. And trust me, I've seen this happen in man after man, but, and this is important, many men never experience these benefits. Why? Because of one simple but damaging mistake, a mistake I see far too often in my clinic. I'll explain what that mistake is and how you can avoid it coming up next. By the way, if you've made it this far, you're clearly serious about improving your health. So why not take a second to subscribe if you haven't already? And if you're enjoying these practical tips, give this video a like. It helps us reach even more men who could benefit from this information. The number one mistake most men make. All right, let's talk about the mistake I see far too many good men make, especially after 60. A few months back, a man named Gerald walked into my office carrying a plastic grocery bag full of supplements. He poured them out onto my desk and said, "Doc, I've been taking all these and I still feel exhausted, foggy, and honestly, nothing's improving down there." And you know what? Gerald's not alone. I've seen this same frustration in hundreds of men. The truth is, just taking vitamins isn't enough, not if you're using the wrong kinds. The biggest mistake men make is buying low-quality, synthetic vitamins from discount stores or random websites, thinking they'll work the same, but they don't. Let me explain why. With vitamin D, most cheap brands use D2, which is far less effective. What you actually need is D3. It's better absorbed and does a much better job restoring your circulation. With vitamin B12, the most common version is called cyanocobalamin, but for men over 60, this form often doesn't absorb well. Instead, you want methylcobalamin, the active, usable form your body recognizes. And with vitamin E, many synthetic options only give you a partial form of the vitamin, missing out on important compounds your body relies on to support testosterone and heart health. But the problem doesn't stop there. The second major mistake is inconsistency. Taking a vitamin once or twice a week when you remember, that won't move the needle. Your body needs steady, daily support to repair, restore, and rebuild itself. When Gerald switched to the right forms of these vitamins and took them consistently, everything changed. Within a month, his energy improved, his focus returned, and yes, his confidence came back too. This isn't about doing more, it's about doing it right. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly how to build these nutrients into a simple daily routine, something that feels easy, manageable, and truly life-changing. Let's get into it. Your daily vitality routine. Now, you might be wondering, how do I actually make this work in my day-to-day life without it feeling overwhelming? That's a great question, and one I hear often from men just like you. Let me introduce you to Frank. He's 66, a former carpenter, and came to me feeling low on energy, struggling with poor sleep, and losing confidence in the bedroom. We didn't do anything drastic. Instead, we built a simple, powerful daily routine around those 3 vitamins we talked about, and it made all the difference. Here's what Frank's routine looks like, and what you can easily follow too. First thing in the morning, he drinks a full glass of water with his vitamin B12 supplement, taken alongside a protein-rich breakfast. This kickstarts his energy and fuels his day. After breakfast, he takes a short 15-minute walk outside to soak in some morning sunlight. Natural vitamin D production at its best. When the sun isn't cooperating, he uses a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement with his first meal. For vitamin E, Frank adds a handful of almonds or sunflower seeds to his lunch, along with a drizzle of olive oil on his salad. Simple, natural, and effective. That's it. No complicated pills, no extreme diets, just small, deliberate choices that create a steady rhythm. Within weeks, Frank told me he had more energy to play with his grandkids, more interest in being close to his wife, and a quiet confidence that had been missing for years. He wasn't trying to be younger, just a stronger, more grounded version of himself. And here's the truth: you don't need dozens of pills or a complicated routine. What your body really needs is a steady foundation of the right nutrients in the right forms, taken consistently, plus the mindset that says, I'm still in control of my health. Because the truth is, you are. If you've made it this far, thank you for sticking with me. I want to speak to you not just as a doctor, but as someone who's spent over 30 years sitting across from men just like you. Men who've worked hard, built families, and lived full lives, and who now wonder why their bodies don't feel the same. That question isn't a sign of weakness. It's a sign you're still fighting, still searching for the strength, energy, and connection that make life meaningful. And that's something I deeply respect. We've talked about 3 essential vitamins today. Vitamin D, the circulation spark plug that helps open your blood vessels where it matters most. Vitamin B12, the energy generator that fuels your brain, muscles, and stamina. Vitamin E, the fertility defender that protects your heart, supports testosterone, and keeps your system running smoothly. But the real power doesn't come from knowing their names. It comes from building them into your daily life. These nutrients don't just support your body. They support your identity, your confidence, your presence in your relationships, and your ability to wake up feeling like yourself again. I've seen men who were convinced their best years were behind them discover a second wind that changed everything. So what now? That choice is yours. You can take what you've heard today and let it sit on a shelf, or you can act on it. You can choose to give your body what it's been quietly asking for. You can make that morning walk, take that supplement with intention, and say yes to your health and to your future. Because here's what I know without a doubt: it's not too late, not even close. You still have time to feel stronger. You still have time to reconnect. You still have time to be the man you know you are, fully, boldly, and without apology. You've already taken the first step by showing up here today. Now it's time to take the next one. Before you go, if this video spoke to you or gave you something to think about, please hit that like button to let me know this content is making a difference. Share it with a friend, a brother, or anyone you care about who needs this message. And if you have a moment, drop a comment below. Tell me what resonated most with you or what topic you want me to cover next. Your voice helps shape this community. If you'd like to support the channel and help us keep creating content for men over 60, consider making a small donation. Every bit goes toward better research, production, and reaching more men who need this. You're not just watching, you're becoming part of a movement, and I'm truly honored to have you here. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.